Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are now in module 1 of this course. This module is all about setting up our environment and introduction to JavaScript. In this module, we are going to cover some essential points. The first one being install a code editor of your choice. So the recommended code editor that I will be at least using will be Visual Studio Code. Now, I will show you in a minute how to download and install it. The second point is that we are also going to need tool called browser sync, and we'll see how to use it as well. Third point is that we are going to need a GitHub account, and we'll see how to use that later. We are going to heavily rely on Chrome browser, so definitely download and install that if you don't yet have it. And Google Chrome browser already comes with what's called CDT, otherwise known as Chrome Developer Tools, and we are going to be using them pretty extensively as well. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is to install a code editor. To download and install Visual Studio Code on the 3 different operating systems that we have there: Windows operating system, Ubuntu, and Mac OS. So let's go ahead and install Visual Studio Code on Windows.
Browser and search for Visual Studio Code, and the first link which will appear here will be from code.visualstudio.com. so we are going to click on this link, and once this website is open, straight away you will be able to see this green download button for Windows. So we are going to just click on this green button, which is going to download this executable file, and this executable file is around 50 megabytes. So I'm going to wait for the download to complete. So now this executable file is downloaded, so I'm going to just click on this file and minimize the browser. And first of all, I'm going to click on this run button, and then I'm going to just agree with the license terms and conditions and click on next button. And this will be the location where Visual Studio Code will be installed on your operating system. So if you don't have the good reason to change it, just click on the next button. Now on the next window, if you don't want to create the start menu folder, then you can just check this checkbox, but I'm going to just leave it unchecked and then click on next. And here are some options which you can choose. So if you want to create the desktop icon, just click this option, and then there are some other options also which I'm going to just check all the options, and then I'm going to click on the next button and then click on the install button. Now Visual Studio Code will take few seconds to install, so I will wait for the installation to complete. And now as you can see, the Visual Studio Code setup has been finished. And if you want to launch Visual Studio Code after it's installed, you can just leave this checkbox checked and then click on finish, which is going to launch Visual Studio Code. And also you can see this Visual Studio icon on the desktop also. So you can just click on this icon any time and then open your Visual Studio Code. So you can see Visual Studio Code is now open.
Okay, now that we have downloaded and installed Visual Studio Code on Windows, let's download and install on Mac OS.
Okay, launch the web browser and search for Visual Studio Code. And select the link that says download, and we want the Mac version, so click on this button. And it's busy downloading here. Okay, click on this, and you have the application. You can now drag this into your applications folder, such as this. Then you should be able to launch it. Here's the application, click on this. Okay, in the event that Catalina does not want to open Visual Studio Code and you get this error message, click on OK. Head on over to System Preferences, Security and Privacy, and you'll see here it says Visual Studio Code was blocked. You can click on open anyway, and then again click on open, and it has launched. And there you have it.
So now that we have downloaded and installed Visual Studio Code on Mac OS, let's download and install for Ubuntu.
You can open your favorite browser and search for VS Code, and the first link which will appear here will be from code.visualstudio.com. So we are going to just click on this link, and straight away you will be able to see these two downloads button. So what we need for Ubuntu is this .deb file, and then I'm going to just click on save and then click on OK, which is going to start the download of this .deb file. Now once this file is downloaded, I'm going to minimize the browser, and then I'm going to open the terminal by just pressing Ctrl-Alt-T, and then I'm going to navigate to the location where this file is downloaded. So I'm going to just cd to the downloads folder, and then I'm going to list out all the files here. So you can see this .deb file is there for the Visual Studio Code. So in order to run this file, there are two methods. If you want to do it graphically, then you can just open your files and folders, go to downloads folder, and then right click on this file, and then click on open with other application, and then click on software install, and then click on select, which is going to install this Visual Studio Code graphically. Otherwise you have the second choice, and that is via terminal. So for now I'm going to use the terminal to install Visual Studio Code. So for that you just need to write sudo dpkg and then -i and the name of the file, and then press enter, and then give your Ubuntu's login and password, which is going to start the installation of Visual Studio Code on your Ubuntu operating system. So now you can see everything is done. Once this command is finished, you are ready to use Visual Studio Code. So first of all, let's see if a code icon is created on the applications folder. So just click on this show applications button here, and here you will be able to see this icon, which is the Visual Studio Code icon. So you can just click on this icon, and Visual Studio Code will be opened on your Ubuntu operating system.
Next up, in the tutorial that follows, you are going to see how to set up Git and GitHub as well as browser sync. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, share and like. Thanks. See you next. Bye.